Hi everyone and welcome to my channel, and today I'll be reading a multi-character listener by me. So let's get into it. Kazuha. Now, Kazuha was not prepared for this at all. In fact, he felt like his heart was about to stop beating entirely. This was a little bit too much to deal with. This was a normal day, and he had never signed up for seeing you take off your shirt in front of him. Sure, you were wearing a sports bra underneath, since you were going to be sparring together. You told him you wanted to learn self-defense, and he agreed to teach you. But just how in the hell was he supposed to help you now, when all his attention was focused on how beautiful you looked like in front of him? You really were distracting, and you were helping neither him or yourself with this. So, if he does try to clear his throat, and you can see that blush in his cheeks and the way he never meets your eyes, it's mainly because he's trying so desperately to keep himself composed. And when he does lose once, just because he got a little bit too distracting staring at you, you know exactly what's up, but you're gonna act clueless. After all, seeing him so flustered was the funniest and cutest thing in the world. Albedo. Now, Albedo was usually a very dutiful man, but even someone like him could get distracted when it came to you. It's not like you made it easy either. Normally, your presence alone would be able to distract him from some things. So imagine if he's seated and reading something, and all of a sudden, you're taking off your shirt right in front of him. No wonder he goes red in the face. Something that you never see on Albedo. And he's staring, his eyes, tracing your body, going over every fine detail, like it was the most perfect painting. Perhaps you are too good looking, and perhaps he was also extremely distracted. But if anything, it does help speed some things up. Like maybe him leaving his book on the table, wrapping his arms around your waist, and having you sit on his lap. There was no escape now. Once you were caught, you would be seated in Albedo's lap until he was done with you, and appreciating how wonderful you are. Venti wouldn't consider himself someone who is easily distracted, and yet, having you by his side, he discovered that sometimes he too could be distracted by someone else's beauty. He thought he was beyond that, being an archon, having seen thousands of beautiful humans. So really, why would he be distracted by just another human? But there you were. And when he was sitting right next to you today, out of nowhere, you took off your shirt and started using it to fan yourself. It's so hot in here, you said, and Venti's eyes were bulging out of his sockets. He was looking at you, and there was this bright, adorable blush on his cheeks. And when he turned around, giving him a smirk, seeing him so shy, for the first time, it was a sight he never wanted to forget. He too had looked beautiful and he was blushing, and you intended to make him blush more. Scaramouche. Scaramouche was extremely shy. Literally. And knowing that you would blush at the most normal things you did, it was unsurprising that he would probably be very overwhelmed if you did take off your shirt in front of him. He would be staring, his breath knocked right out of him, and there would be this very light blush on his cheeks. And as you look at him, laughing, "What is it, Scara? Too flustered? I know I'm pretty, but I'm not that pretty," he said teasingly, and that's when he quickly turned away, pouting and crossing his arms. "That's not why I'm staring." Then, why are you staring at me? Well, it's not like that he could tell you that whatever undergarments you are wearing were so tight, and it left literally nothing to the imagination. So no wonder Scaramouche would have many thoughts about that incident. And also, just merely looking at you that day would be able to send him into a very flustered state. So try to go easy on him. He's having a lot of realizations all at once. Tighnari? Tighnari probably takes off his shirt from time to time when it gets really hot, and he only does it at home. But you doing this? That had never happened before, and there was no wonder that he was staring now that it did. Perhaps it was a little bit too much, too overkill for him. He was blushing, but he tried to play it off as normal, wrapping his arms around your waist and purring soft kisses on your cheeks. You know you're the most beautiful girlfriend I've ever had. I do know that. But is this just because I took off my shirt? Well, perhaps. That's when you started pouting, and he laughed softly, kissing the pout off your face. There's no reason to pout. After all, I love no one else but you. You're my princess, so there's nothing for you to be upset about, right? Just let me cherish you today, as you deserve. And he did cherish you, very much, and in his own very way. Xiao? Xiao would be a mess, just like Scaramouche. Many normal things tended to get him flustered, so there was no wonder. He was now a blushing mess while staring at you. Wayan, did you really have to take it off? Well, I'm still wearing something underneath. Is there a problem with taking it off? He said, playing innocent, and Xiao quickly shook his head. No problem at all, he said, seemingly struggling to get those words out, his throat dry and his voice hoarse. What were you doing to him? You were going to give him a heart attack one day. He just knows. But for now, maybe just gazing at your form for a while and appreciating your beauty, since there was nothing else that he could bring himself to do. Maybe it's not too bad. He just has not to get caught, which is very difficult. And when he does get caught, he's a mess, and he completely denies ever staring at you, while you simply giggle and continue teasing him.